Hello,
and welcome.
If you found this video, I'm guessing you're a lot like us.
Quote-unquote adults.
With way too many games in your back catalog, and the man taking up way too many of your hours.
Meaning you'll never complete those games.
When zoning out for the night, we love watching trophy hunters and speedrunners blitzing through games and finishing everything with enough time to spare for refunds.
Well, we're neither talented enough,
nor have enough time to do that. So instead, we're bucking the trends of these new overpriced and overbloated games by going back and finishing the games we already started.
At our pace.
That means we're using old saves,
new and old glitches,
and trying not to drive each other crazy as we go back to Plat. We aren't going to have rules for our games.
Yeah, we already got too many of those.
But we are going to be sharing a few things. First of all, we're going to look at how long it took us either to beat the game or quit it the first time. Then we're going to add the time it took us to obtain the plat by any means necessary.
Next, we'll let you know how many trophies we earned the second time around.
And last, we'll let you know what we thought with our final grade.
If you end up liking this series, come hang out with us live while we trophy hunt.
Links in the description.
And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And without further ado, let's head back to Platin!
Alright, so this ended up being a bit of a shocking first attempt into our Back to Plat series. When Holly and I originally spoke about doing the series, I offered Legacy as an idea because I knew it was something that she had played before, and I assumed that we wouldn't have to do too much. So here we have Hogwarts Legacy, and this is going to be our start. When we first got the game, it was for PS5 only, and Holly did not have a PS5, so she ended up logging onto my account and playing. But we are going to start a timer now. Oh, I want to see, let's see, I want to put it in the video too, how long we've actually have on the game. So we have 115 hours, babe?
I played it a lot. Come here.
That's crazy! But with a 35 trophy head start, and at least an idea of what we had to do, we jumped right into it. So going in, we knew one of the big challenges was that we were going to have to complete all of the Merlin trials. And completing all the Merlin trials is kind of crazy for a trophy when you think about the fact that it's really just a boy bustling with blocks, butterflies, balls, and bigger balls. But regardless, we still had to complete a few collection crafting items, 2 outfits, and a bunch of Bavarian items that needed to be round up. It all started off pretty innocently with me learning the controls and flying trial to trial. After about an hour, we realized that there were a few enemies that we still needed under collections, so we went to the mission in Hogsmeade that was DLC, I believe, that Holly didn't do on her initial run with the hopes that that's where those enemies would be.
No, she still belongs to
holding
Mason.
your breath again. Then you must get back to work now.
It's a mimic. The quest was actually pretty dark, both literally and figuratively, but by the time we had completed it, we had indeed found the 2 missing enemies that we were missing. We decided to call it here with just 2 hours on the clock for day 1. Now, day 1 was rough because it was our first step on this journey, and it was in a game that I had never played before, but day 2 was tough for a whole nother reason. It started off with us assuming that the collection items could drop randomly from dungeons, so we wasted about an hour doing that. And there's something about ending a work week on a Friday night with a stream that just kind of zombs us out. And on top of that, we got lost in this underground area for a while looking for one collection chest. And while this ended up being an issue later on in the run, which I'll explain what we did, we were just so out of it at that point that we called it a night. I think we ended day 2 with an additional 2.5 hours, bringing us to about 4.5 hours total. So we took a couple days off and we came back with a renewed vigor on Sunday, and man, what a day it was. I just want to throw in a reminder here that we do stream on YouTube as well as on Twitch, so if you want to chill with us while we're earning those trophies, that would be greatly appreciated, and we stream on both of those simultaneously. So when we started the stream, we did a couple more Merlin trials and decided pretty early on that we were going to go out and clear out Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, as Holly had already collected about 90% of the items in both of those locations. We fumbled around for like an hour or so looking for the missing pages and ended up going back and following a guide, which you'll see we had to do later on for the Merlin trials and the Hidden Butterfly collections anyways, but this probably saved us hours of meaningless searching.
But then I did all the Hogwarts secrets.
I remember you doing this area.
Yeah. Like all this I'm pretty sure is done. But how do we get upstairs though?
I mean, there's 2 doors.
This door doesn't lead anywhere, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I think I have to go out and then go up.
And what about those 2 doors that were in there?
It's out to the courtyard. How am I gonna go?
And what about down here?
It's out to the courtyard. Here we go.
You're a very stubborn little one, you know?
Rebellion.
Alright,
There's
a collection
chest up
chest.
there, yeah.
Or that might not be a collection chest, though, right?
It could be one of the ones that I have to like hide myself for. Sometimes those are glitched. In that they think that I'm still whatever. But look for pages here, because there's so many layers to this that I'm afraid to miss flying pages.
I have to say that the Revelio spell in this game is very poorly mapped. For a button that you're going to hit thousands of times in a collection run, it probably would have been worth it to trigger it to one of the spell casts instead of left on the D-pad. It was out of the way, and you're constantly using your second hand to move over to it. So annoying. I mean, while I personally love a collectathon, I grew up on Conquer, Banjo, and Crash, this game took collecting to such an absurdly high level. The open world aspect of this game, and how richly it's designed, means that you can end up searching an open world area for tens of minutes at a time to ping a collection item, only to spend another tens of minutes more trying to find the level, the secret entrance, or the spell that you need to cast to get the item, because of how densely each area is packed. I mean, it really is a compliment to how much detail there is, but they could have cut the trophy to about 80% of collections or something. I don't know, maybe we're just being babies. But after finishing the castle, we quickly moved to Hogsmeade and collected our first trophy of the rerun. Or did we? I wonder... I have trophies popping, yeah, we definitely... It went up. It definitely went up. We were at 78% before.
Yeah, I just did the math. We're at 36, 46. Oh man, that's so sad.
So I mean, add one at least.
Woo! It didn't go up. Unless it's just taking a second. It did go up! Yay!
Of course, somehow I had swapped the notifications on the PlayStation off, and I thought it was something to do with my settings, and like a dummy, I thought I had fixed it in that moment, but you'll see that this wasn't the case. So with all the demiguise statues collected, and Hogsmeade finally done, we continued using the guide to complete the Merlin trials, earning us our second trophy of the day. Ready?
Is it gonna pop though?
Oh no! No!
Why did it not pop? With those 2 out of the way, we quickly ran and grabbed the vivarium chest that we were missing and bred the last group of fantastic beasts that Holly hadn't done in her original run and grabbed the quick and quiet trophy. Grab her by the horns.
Oh, cool. Just earned a trophy!
Nice. Hey!
I thought it had to pop out before we got it.
Now, we've been streaming for about 6 hours at this point, which is definitely a Holly record. So we looked up how many more items we needed and decided to hit one of the 2 mandatory combat trials before calling it a night. Fortunately, while we were doing this, Holly stumbled onto an entire block of cheese. Yeah, this counts. Keep shooting them.
I think I have to make sure that none of them come on.
Yeah, you're at 26 already. Back up. Keep shooting. Cheese.
So watch me, because I don't want to get...
Yeah, 42, you're good. They don't know what hit them. Little Holly's a little
I don't
lizard
even know
with this one.
They're not even aggro.
How is this not lizard? Cheese.
Maybe it is. I bet it is somewhere.
Hey! This is really great that we got this now, because when we were looking at the trophy list on day 2, we saw that the 100 combo was one of the trophies, and we weren't sure exactly when we were going to get it. We were actually thinking that we were going to have to get it on one of the restarts. But with another trophy in hand and the light at the end of the tunnel finally showing, we went to bed ready for whatever the next day would bring. Day 4 started off quickly. We banged out the last 2 combat trials, earning us the final 2 collection-based trophies.
You okay?
Take him out. Hey, that's one. We should get a second one here
Trophy
too.
one too.
Yeah, let's go! Finally got all the challenges
Add
done.
those 2 trophies.
Oh yeah, good call.
And, sneaking around a few bandit camps, we earned the stealth trophy.
Is that you?
Welcome. You're welcome.
Alrighty. On to the fun part.
Which, fortunately and unfortunately, brought us to the end of Holly's run. Now this brings us to the dreaded tutorial grind for the final 3 trophies. Now personally, I'm a huge supporter of tutorials, but this game's tutorial is just as bloated as its collection list. Each reset meant replaying the tutorial. I do feel that this had something to do with the fact that it was a Harry Potter game and they expected a lot of people who don't really play console games to play, which does seem to be the case.
My wife playing a video game for the first time in her life. It's going how you'd expect it to.
You can turn the camera. Go ahead.
literally died. That was so funny.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Good job. There you go.
Thanks, baby.
All right, you gotta go another flight. Can you do it?
I think so.
Oh, you're already not looking the right way. You're just running. There you go. No, you're looking. You're looking down. Just...
Ugh.
All right, it's right to your left there.
Regardless, the final trophy saw us spend roughly 2.5 to 3 hours individually learning the basics, which ranged from movement, spell learning, basic casting and combat, house sorting. Side note, I just want to throw another gush in here at how unique and cool each common room is. Holly literally stopped me from cooking dinner to show me the Slytherin common room entrance, which was super cool. Then we learned about attending classes, side missions, dueling, the Merlin trials, and each house had its own unique quest that was required in order to meet Jackdaw's ghost so that he can show you the way to the cave that leads to the map room, thus completing the tutorial and earning a trophy for each house. We mostly grinded this out while watching X-Files in the background, but with Holly doing the first run, I only felt it was right for her to earn the first plat of this series.
Alrighty, girls and goons, that's another platinum down, and time for our results. First off, let's look at our playtime, including the replay time.
So, the 115 original hours plus the 17 and a half for this run gave us a total of 132.5 hours total.
Next up, we're gonna add up our trophies earned.
With 35 to start, we had to earn 10 in order to unlock the plat.
And last but not least, our final grade.
With too many resets plus poor map maintenance as standouts on the negative side, a beautiful game and helpful guides as standouts on the positive side, we give this game a Ron Weasley out of 9 3/4.
If you made it this far, you better drop a like and a comment down below. And we'll see you next time in Back to Plat.